and welcome to today's reading. Today, we're going to be looking into what are your natural born psychic gifts and how to use them. Before I get into the piles, I do want to say, keep in mind that you may have more than one gift. That's normal, and gifts also um, unfold along your journey. So just keep that in mind. So if you feel drawn to more than one deck or more than one crystal, feel free to listen to multiple messages because there may be things that you're not aware of yet. But starting off, we have three piles or three groups. Pile number one is going to be the Work Your Light Oracle deck with the green calcite crystal. Group number two is going to be the Moonology Oracle deck with the clear quartz crystal. And then group number three is going to be the Starseed Oracle with the Pyrite crystal. And everything will be timestamped down below, so you can go ahead and skip to your reading if you'd like, or if you need to, feel free to pause the video so you can kind of sit with the energy and see what crystal is calling to you or what timestamp is calling to you. And I do want to mention, if you are interested in personal readings, my crystal shop, anything like that, everything is linked in the description box down below. Feel free to check that out. And I'm going to go ahead and get started with group number one, Work Your Light Oracle deck with the green calcite crystal. Okay, group number one, for those of you who chose the Work Your Light Oracle and the green calcite crystal, we're going to go ahead and get into your reading. So I'm just going to move the crystal, grab the cards, and start to shuffle here. And let's take a look. So for those who chose group number one, what are their natural born psychic gifts? And how can they utilize them? Okay, so I'll show you the card. The first card out, let's see if it will focus. It's transformation. Things are changing at a cellular level, deep healing. I'm going to grab more cards to clarify, but just starting off, part of your natural born gift is to help heal, but more towards the family bloodline, to heal, or I should say to stop patterns from the cycle that they've been stuck in for generations. Okay. We also have, let's see here, the initiation, rite of passage, crossing the threshold. I definitely feel like for you guys, group number one, you could definitely be the person in the family who people would consider to be like the rebel, or somebody who isn't afraid to try something new or take a risk. I feel like you guys are very open to learning new things, learning about new cultures or different ways of healing, growing, things like that. That maybe your family may be a little bit more closed off to things like that. But we have a strong message about growth here. So let me see. I'm going to get another card for group number one. What are their natural born gifts? Yeah, exactly what this is. We have break the chain, ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. So your, I would say, natural born gift, or the most powerful psychic gift that you have, is recognizing patterns that are not healthy or that do not make sense within the bloodline. And I feel like most people in your family may not question, why do we do this? sorry, why do we do this? Who is this benefiting or hurting type of thing? And I feel like you naturally kind of pick up on things that need to be changed or things that need to be noticed, things that are just kind of normal to people, so they don't question it. But you're definitely somebody who asks the question why, um, and they may even make fun of you for that, like, oh, when you were little you always said why, but it's a genuine question because um, it doesn't make sense to you, and it seems like these are things that you wouldn't want to pass down to your kids one day or to future generations, um, and so definitely breaking the cycle is your main purpose, I would say, and natural gift. And this doesn't only apply within your family. This applies in school, in work, any environment that you're put into. It's like you pick up on these things right away, like how the process works, like who does what job or who does what. And I feel like it's really easy for you to spot the problem. And some people may consider you to be a problematic person because you don't just conform to authority. Like, you do not just conform to the rules. Because if there's like a better way to do it, or an easier way, or something that makes more sense, you're definitely somebody to be like, hey, what about this? Or like, hey, that doesn't make sense, whatever, and things like that. And I feel like the people that you challenge consider you to be a problematic child, I'm hearing. So maybe when you were a kid, but they can perceive you to be problematic because you're challenging them. But it's also good. It's good for you, but it's also good for the people that you're challenging, because some people, if they're open to it, could benefit from looking at things from a fresh perspective, like the one that you bring forward. So we have protection, call back your power, cut the cords, soul retrieval. And that's okay. So here's another gift that comes natural to you, and it's intertwined. I feel that you are the protector of peace. And I feel like when you come into situations or environments and you ask people why, why do you do this? Why are you working in this job? Why do you do these things that make you miserable? It's not coming from a arrogant, I am the only one that knows best type of way. This is coming from a like, hey, like, I can see that you are doing something that is making you miserable. Why are you doing that? If you could be doing something that would make you happy, and this really holds so much value because it can help people go through the experience of a soul retrieval, kind of like an awakening within somebody, like, oh yeah, like, I don't know why I'm doing this. Like, kind of waking somebody up from being on autopilot is a gift that you have. And of course, some people appreciate it and some people don't, because not everybody is open to change, which is completely fine. But I just tell you this because you may get mixed reactions if you decide to utilize this power to help humanity, kind of like uplifting humanity here is part of your purpose, which is why these things are your natural born gifts. Okay, let's see what else for pile number 1. Okay, we have, oh, Unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives, which is basically almost the same card as the one up here, but it is all talking about, releasing things that no longer serve us. But it's not only within yourself, it's within other people. And it's with, this applies to traditions, this applies to rules, um, routines, authority, things like that. You are definitely somebody that comes in and cuts the cord for people, or, you may hand people the scissors and, let them decide if they want to cut the cord or not, but you definitely make an impact on people because you make them think. Like when you leave, say you meet somebody for the first time, once you leave, they will think about you for a while in the words that you told them. Like it really makes them look within. It doesn't seem, it's not a service level type of conversation that you have with other people. I'm going to get one more card because this is very clear to me. Um, yeah, just like how I kind of mentioned here, you make people have like experience and awakening with your words and your perspective. We have energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. And I feel, um, the more that you help people, the more that this ability strengthens. Um, the more you learn about people is the more you learn about yourself. I feel like you are highly intuitive, and spiritually aligned. And I feel like this may be something that you're aware of because you just kind of float from here to there, from here to there, always at the right place at the right time type of energy. Um, and I feel like since you are very, connected to source, if anybody does have a bad reaction to who you are as a person or what it is that you're telling them, or, trying to get them to realize, um, these things don't bother you because, you already kind of understand that they're just not ready. um, but you are, I'm trying to find the right word for this. You are very spiritually wise, and some people may call it like, um, you understand like psychology very well, like body language, microaggressions, things like this, but it does really tie into your spiritual gift here. um, and I wouldn't really call you a rebel. I think that this is a very healthy thing to recognize, um, bad patterns, or, negative patterns that need to be stopped or that would benefit from being stopped. Um, so let's see how. I think we do have a good idea on how to use these psychic, gifts, but I do want to just see if we can get any more cards for advice on how to utilize um, your psychic gifts. Okay, so we have, where are you being called to? And I feel that since you are so spiritually aligned, um, being connected with your intuition isn't much of a struggle for you. So, following where your intuition is guiding you is the most important. That's going to guide you to where you need to utilize these gifts at. And I do feel like this is something that you probably already know because you are very much like a floater. You don't, stay in one place. You're here for the experience, for the ride. And you may stay at one place for a little bit of time, but like I said, it's like you kind of bounce around because you're meant to do that. You're not really meant to, fall into the routines that you're trying to break. Um, Let me get one more card and see how can group number one utilize these psychic gifts. Oh, wow. Okay, so we have the age of light. You've been training for this for lifetimes, and that would make a whole lot of sense. I wouldn't doubt that there are some Aquarius here, sun, moon, or rising, because it is very much like an old soul type of energy here, but because of the wisdom, the deep inner knowing and the wisdom that's being shown here. Um, and I feel like maybe, you guys may have been just curious or wanted a confirmation or something like this, because there, again, there's a deep sense of knowing of like, this is my purpose, these are my gifts. Um, and I know like what I'm doing. I know how I'm approaching people. I know, to use my words carefully or in a certain way, or to do something a certain way so that um, it will get the people that you're interacting with thinking. This could also be a part of yourself that you feel like you've lost, but it hasn't gone anywhere. It's still here, and this is just a confirmation that it is still here. It's not going anywhere, but um, it is important for you to practice um, using these gifts, because sometimes fear will get in the way and hold us back, and then you'll kind of feel like you've detached from your gifts, or, oh, I miss who I used to be. But no, it's still within you. It's still within you, but it's calling for courage to be able to go out and try this and to practice this again. And I feel like you would be pleasantly surprised with the reactions or the results that you get. um, and that is all that I have. Pile number one. If this resonated, feel free to leave a like or a comment down below. Let me know how it resonated. And if you like the way that I do my tarot card readings, feel free to subscribe as well. And I appreciate you guys watching. And I'm going to go ahead and get started with pile number two. All right, pile number two. So those of you who chose the moonology oracle and the clear quartz crystal, we're going to go ahead and get started with your reading. I'm just going to go ahead and shuffle the deck first, and then we will see. So okay, I already have a card that came out. I didn't even get a chance to shuffle completely. So I'm going to move this over here. The first card out, I suppose I should show you first. We have look at the bigger picture. What are pile number two's natural born psychic gifts? We have, okay, we have your hard work is paying off. Okay. And then we have you and your loved ones are safe. So starting off, pile number two, I do feel like part of your natural born gifts are very much like an emotional type of healer. So you guys could be empaths, but I don't feel like that label is very fitting for you guys. But it's similar to the energy that I'm picking up on, because I feel like for you guys, a lot of people come to you for advice, because it's your perspective that really helps people maybe see the bigger picture or see what they're not seeing, and you make people feel very um, welcome and comforted in your presence. I am picking up very heavy on advice here. I'm trying to see if there's anything else coming off of these cards before I start shuffling again. And I feel like whenever you go through a rough patch in life. You come people see the way or notice the way that you handle um, difficulties or problems. Um, and I feel like it's very, I want to say inspiring, but it's more of like you have people like almost dumbfounded. Like people are in awe of how you maneuver through difficult times. Um, but the reason why you're able to gracefully or swiftly move through difficult times in your life is because you are very good at looking at the bigger picture. What is the end goal? You don't get too consumed in the small details that sometimes people can get caught up in, because you know that it's like you, before you learn the lesson, you know where this is headed, you know what the lesson is. You just, because of this understanding, you make it through these challenges a lot faster, um, than a lot of people. And it's not to talk down on other people, but it is, um, it is part of your natural gifts. So let's see what else. Tell me more for group number 2. What are their natural born gifts and how can they utilize them? Okay, we have nothing will come of this situation. And I feel that that's the thing. That is why, or part of the reason why you're able to overcome challenges so quickly is because you understand if you sit here and dwell in the sadness or the anger, um, or the frustration of whatever challenge you're going through, you're not going to benefit from it. It's only going to hold you back. And it's not to say that you don't feel emotions, because you do recognize that you feel emotions, but you are very like logical when it comes to them. Like, okay, this is what I feel, but I'm not going to sit here and be sad forever. Like, I'm going to keep moving forward. Um, and like I said, a lot of people do struggle with that, and it's a very desirable quality to have. And then we have meditate and contemplate. I just feel like okay, so part of your natural born psychic gift is not only your deep understanding of the situation or the challenges that you go through and the reason behind, why you're experiencing them, but it's also the clear communication that you have with source. You get very clear downloads, um, especially during meditation. You guys may be uh, the type of person who really enjoys spending their time in nature or outdoors, because out there I feel like the messages are a lot quicker and a lot more clear, to receive. But you do have a very strong connection to source, but also to your higher self. And you only do things, the how do I say this? If it's the best option for you, that's the one you're going to choose. You're not going to sit and sulk in emotions or the whys, or you're not going to you're not going to stay frustrated or upset over things that cannot be changed or that you don't have control over. Yeah, the energy is gaining momentum. Yeah, so that this makes a lot of sense. It's definitely your ability to bounce back after a hardship. Um, Figuring out the next step to take after going through a hard time comes very quickly to you. It comes very natural, um, and you're not at rock bottom for long. And if you get pushed down to rock bottom, you're not like, oh, I'm all alone down at rock bottom. It's so lonely here. You're like, okay, I'm at rock bottom, so this must be testing my strength. Watch this. You know, I'm going to build myself a ladder. So, how can group number two utilize these natural born gifts? Okay. A personal issue reaches resolution, and confidence is your key to success. So, I I do feel like since it is natural, this is something that you guys use, to say the very least, on a day-to-day basis. Um, and I feel like that is all that you have to do, is just, I, honestly, not to sound cliche, but just to be yourself and to do it confidently, because I feel like you guys are natural born leaders, and you're meant to, lead by example so that people can uh, take note or learn from the way that you continue to move forward without stopping, confidently, and not let outside influences slow you down or make you stagnant. Because there are a lot of, like I said, a lot of people are struggling with this, especially right now. And you can utilize this on a day-to-day basis, or you can speak on this as well, if it were to be like on social media, TikTok or YouTube, for example, because I feel like as long as you present yourself as with confidence, there will naturally be a crowd of people following behind you, because like I said, this isn't a trait or a gift that everybody has. So you guys are natural born leaders, group number two. And that's all that I have. I hope that it resonated. If it did, leave a like or comment down below. And if you like the way that I do my tarot card readings, feel free to subscribe. Um, and in the description box down below, if you're interested, there's all my links for my crystal shop, personal readings, things like that. So feel free to check it out. And I'm going to go ahead and get started with pile number three. Okay, those who chose pile number three, the Starseed Oracle and the Pyrite Crystal, we're going to go ahead and get started with your reading. I'm just going to move the crystal out of the way and start shuffling for you. And let's see, what are pile number three's natural born psychic gifts? Okay. Okay, so the first card out, we have, there we go, Deep Love, Mother's Milk, Birth as a Portal. I do feel, starting with this first card, that you guys have a very nurturing energy. And this is useful to not only yourself, but if you have kids or your friends or even like plants, for example, you guys are natural born nurturers. Um, and for some of you guys, I'm not sure what the correct term is for this, but I am getting like a medicine spiritual worker, like I don't know what this is called, but it's healing people with natural herbs or natural remedies, just based off of what you intuitively feel. Because I feel like you guys have a very strong intuition, and with that comes with a very strong connection to humanity, and you can just be around other people and kind of sense um, what is wrong, whether it's emotionally or physically. And then we have the second card out, which is My Will to Thy Will, Micromanaging the Universe. Let me grab another card to clarify. I do want to say though, with the micromanaging the universe, it definitely feels like, part of your gift and your purpose is to identify um, like illnesses or sicknesses, or like mental illnesses within other people, um, and utilize your nurturing gifts with them. Um, for example, if you are around a group of people and you can tell that you're sensing that one person feels small or uncomfortable or left out, like you are there to kind of boost boost their energy or boost their confidence, because like I said, it's like that natural sense for reading the room, um, and I feel like people really like that about you. Let me see, tell me more for group number 3. What are their natural born psychic gifts? Yeah, exactly. That's what this is. And here's a little confirmation. We have hidden secrets, lost wisdom, look a little deeper. And I feel like these hidden secrets, or the lost wisdom, it applies to a couple of things here, but the hidden secrets is the sicknesses, the pain, the illness or mental illness, that people are going through, that maybe they aren't aware of yet, or they just um, have yet to learn about. Yeah, that they're not aware of yet. And the lost wisdom is, that's what you provide to other people. This inner knowing, like, you know, if you do get to that comfortable level with other people, like, hey, you know, it's almost like I don't feel like you guys straight up tell somebody like, you should go to the doctor and check out your back, or the reason why you feel offended is because your inner child, blah blah blah. It doesn't feel like that. It feels more of like a question type of thing, where you kind of allow people the opportunity to um, look within and figure it out themselves, but it's like you bring it to the surface, but in a very gentle way, and kind of help people through that, but definitely help people in the moment as well, um, kind of make ease the situation. We have, let's see, there we go, Lightworker, Starseed, serve the world by being you. And that's exactly, I mean, this message is very short and very clear cut, but we'll get more cards. But the best way for you to utilize your gifts is to just be yourself. And it does seem to be a pattern here, with these piles, is just being your natural self. And this may be a reminder to some people who feel like they have lost themselves a little bit, or feel a little disconnected with themselves a little bit. It's a reminder that this part of you has not gone anywhere. So if you're somebody who is looking back on the past and reminiscing on, your talents, and you're like, oh, like, man, I wish I was that age again. I wish I was like that again. That part of you will stay with you forever. Um, but it's important to get back in tune or alignment with yourself, or ground your energy. It really depends on how you do your thing, to help you feel yourself again. And maybe, for some of you, to help you feel yourself again is to, um, remove yourself from isolation and go back into the public, or make yourself be known again. But definitely remove yourself from isolation. Um, so then we have inner authority, intuition, trust your gaze within. Um, yeah, and I feel like this is definitely, something that maybe if you are like observing yourself and how you perceive others, you may think that you yourself are judgmental, or other people may think that you're judgmental, because you're always finding the root to the problem in other people's lives, or within their hearts or their minds. And it's not that you're being judgmental, but it's an observation thing. And it's never to, you know, collect this information to make somebody feel bad or talk down on them. This information is collected in order to help them, or to see things from their perspective. I do feel like sometimes you guys forget to do that for yourselves. Then we have, let's see here, light body, crystal grid, transmission, activation. And okay, I feel like, yeah, we do have, a card here talking about, that you guys are star seeds, and then we have this card talking about, the stars again and activation. And I feel like you guys, very well could consider yourself to be a star seed. Shout out, because we're on the Starseed Tarot channel. But this is definitely light worker type of energy, here to kind of serve the people. And again, with this comes, forgetting to serve yourself, or forgetting to take care of yourself, and, um, kind of cleanse yourself from any energy that you have, picked up from, anybody else. And that this energy can be in the form of, thinking about other people when you're by yourself, when you go home, but in a, um, feeling bad for them, not a pity way, but genuinely just kind of your heart breaks for other people and what they've been through. But, always remember to, make some time for yourself, to pour some energy back into yourself sometimes, because this can either lead to a burnout, or, a disconnection from your higher self. And again, it's not impossible to reconnect or realign with your higher self, um, but this may be a pattern. This may happen, quite often. So, um, just keep that in mind when you're, utilizing these gifts. And that is all that I have for you, pile number 3. I hope it resonated. If it did, leave a like or a comment down below. Let me know how it resonated. And if you like the way that I read the tarot cards, feel free to subscribe. And all of the links, for my crystal shop, for personal readings and things like that, are listed down below. Feel free to check them out. And that is all that I have for today. So I hope to see you guys in the next video.